Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to a second secondary English class from your book, The Traveler 3. As you can see, we have today some listening, reading, vocabulary, and grammar. So we almost have all the skills. So if we get started with what we will learn today, our objectives, as you can see, are 4. 1. Practicing identifying word meaning from context. 2. Practicing listening and reading for a gist. And 3. Revise the meaning and the uses of must, have, to, need. And 4. Introduce the expressions such as had better and would rather. So for number 1, we're going to have some vocabulary and we'll take their meanings from the paragraph. Number 2, we'll listen and read for the essential meaning of words. So we have some words inside the reading and inside the listening. We need to look for their real meaning. 2. Revise the meaning and the uses of must, have, to, and need. And for 4, also we're going to talk about had better, would rather, which are almost the same as must, have, to, and need. So this is a very famous photo, as you can see here. This is London City, the capital of England or Britain, and it's a very fantastic city, very famous. And the big question here is, what sort of fun activities can you do in the city? If you go to any city, what would you do for fun? If you want to have fun, what would you do? Many people like to go to museums, visit ancient places. Others would go to entertainment cities. And if you go to if the city has some seaside, they would like to go to the shore, play some banana riding, parachute jumping. Too many things you can do for fun. But also imagine yourself, if you were spending just one day in London, what would you do? If you are here in London, what would you do? Of course, also for fun. Actually, you can visit this river. You can see the Big Ben clock. You can go to Buckingham Palace. You can visit too many very famous museums, fun and entertainment cities, mall, shopping. You get too many places to visit in London for one day. Now, as you can see, we're going to listen to the dialogue here. We have some boys who decide or wants to decide to do some fun things on their trip to the city. So they're going to do some trip on to a city. They are Hashim and Saad. Before I play for you the audio, please pay attention to these words, underline words in red. Where are we? Off, hold on, grab a bite, pickish. And after this also we have part 2. So get your headphones ready to play for you.
3A. Listening and reading. B. Listen to the dialogue. What did the boys decide to do on their trip to the city?
It's so exciting to be in London.
I know.
It's a beautiful city.
So, where are we off to first?
Well, I don't know about you, but I need to do some shopping on Edgware Road.
Edgware Road? Where is that?
Well, according to this guidebook, it's very close to Marble Arch. Hold on, let me find it on the map. It's right here.
Oh, there it is.
But we don't have to go now. We can visit the sites first if you want. There is the British Museum and the Natural History Museum. Oh, what about the London Eye? Do you want to go there?
No, we needn't go sightseeing right away. Also, I don't like Ferris wheels, especially huge ones.
Okay then, what do you want to do?
Actually, do you want to grab a bite first? I'm a bit peckish.
Of course.
3.
Let me find it on the map. Natural History Museum. Oh,
So, I don't like Ferris wheels, especially huge ones.
okay then, what do you want to do?
Do you want to grab a bite first? I'm a bit peckish.
Of course.
Any ideas?
I've got it. We can go to Edgware Road first and have something to eat there. I heard there are loads of Middle Eastern restaurants there with delicious food.
I'm in. That place sounds fantastic.
I know. We can chill out for a bit and then do some shopping.
And afterwards, we can go to the hotel and sleep for a while.
What's up with you? Are you tired already?
No, it's just that after lunch I'm usually a little sleepy.
Well, all right. You better sleep then.
What about you?
I think I'd rather do some sightseeing. My guidebook has lots of pictures of some fascinating sights in central London. If I stay in today, I will get bored out of my mind.
You know what? You are right. I'll join you.
So that was all for the conversation between Hashim and Saad about their trip in London. So they have decided to visit too many places. Now let's get to true false after the listening. Now read the sentences and write T for true and F for false. And here we have 6 boxes we need to write T or F. So number 1, both the boys know London very well. Do you think they both know London very well? Is that true or false? 2, there are lots of sites on Edgware Road. Too many sites on that road. Is that true or false? Saad doesn't agree with one of Hashim's suggestions. Did he disagreed with everything, or just one thing he disagreed with the suggestions? 4, the boys are going to a restaurant first. You remember? Where first? The restaurant to what? Saad is feeling a little bit sleepy, and both of them will go sightseeing. So both of them decided to go sightseeing. So as you can see, both the boys know London very well. Number 1 is false. No, they don't know. This is why they lost where to go. There are lots of sites on Edgware Road. False. Not too many sites actually. So 1 is false, 2 is false too. 3, Saad doesn't agree with one of Hashim's suggestions. That's true. And 4, the boys are going to a restaurant first, and also this is true. And Saad is a little bit sleepy. No, Saad is not a little bit sleepy, so this is false. And finally, both of them will go sightseeing. This is true because they decided to join one another at the end. So here are the answers. 1 and 2 false, 3 and 4 true, 5 is false, and 6 is true. Awesome. Now we had, as you remember, I told you about some words that are underlined in red, and we had them into the conversation between Hashim and Saad. So we need to match their meanings. So match the words or the phrases highlighted in a dialogue to the left with their meanings to the right. So we have from 1 to 7 here, and we have their meanings here from A to G. So the first one is, where are we off to? Where are we off to? 2, hold on. And number 3, grab a bite. And 4, peckish. And 5, I am in. And 6, chill out. And 7, what's up with you? And their meanings, or the possible meanings, which are A, a little hungry, to eat something, 4, wait, D, where are we going? E, I agree. F, what's wrong? And G, relax. Are you trying to guess the meanings? Actually, if you see this question mark, where are we off to? It's the same like this question. Where are we going? Where are we off to? It means where are we going? So 1 goes to D. Hold on, number 2. It means wait. So 2 goes to C. 3, grab a bite. It is eat something. And peckish, number 4, goes for a little hungry. I am in. I agree. 5 to E. Chill out. Relax. And finally, what's up with you? Which is what's wrong with you? So 7 goes to F. Let's answer them. That's right. Where are we off to? Where are we going? 2, hold on. And it means wait. 3, grab a bite. A little hungry. Peckish. Grab a bite is eat something, and peckish, a little hungry. I am in, I agree. Chill out, relax. And what's up with you? What's wrong with you? All right. Now let's talk about a little bit of grammar now. We have some obligation in English, and we call it, it's a must. It means you must. For example, let's talk about must, have to, and need. Must is the strongest. It's a must. No question about it. Have to is a little bit softer, and need is the softest. So we'll talk about them in details. Must, have to, and need, there are modal verbs, but we'll talk about must. When do we use must? How and why? For obligation. Obligation means must. Okay? For example, you must pay the telephone bill. If you don't pay the telephone bill, you don't have phone calls. So you must do this. Okay? You must take the medicine. If you are very sick and you went to the doctor and the doctor gave you the medicine, so you must take it. This is obligation. Here is an example. You must wear a seatbelt when you drive. You must wear a seatbelt when you drive. If you don't, the police officer will write for you a ticket. Or you can say you must not use your mobile phone when you're driving. Also, we use it for deduction, which is a certain something that is true. Something we know it's true. Everyone knows it's true. Like example, look at that snow. It must be cold outside. So if you see the snow, this is certain. Snow is very cold. Okay? If you see it hot inside, so it's hot outside. So these are certain things. Certain things. And also, we use must to emphasize necessity. Something you need to do. Something you must do. For example, plants must have light and water to grow. Any tree, any plant, for example, grass or anything green needs water and sun. If there is no water, no sun, it's dead. So we emphasize on this. We stress on this. Also, we use it for strong recommendation. For example, we must get together for dinner soon. This is a strong suggestion, a strong idea. And we use it in a negative by adding not. So must not. And we use it for prohibition. Prohibition. For example, you must not use your phone while driving. Okay? You must not jump from a building. If you jump from a building, you fall and you die. Okay? You must not drift on the road. If you drift on the road, this is against the law. You may get yourself killed, and you may, kill other innocent people. So we use also had to instead of must in the past tense. So if you want to talk about something in the past, it's better to use had to. For example, I had to pay my speeding ticket yesterday. I had to. It means I must, but it means like here we used had to in the past because it seems that you had to pay it yesterday, because if you didn't pay it yesterday, you may have extra money. So now we use the past. When you say I had to pay my speeding ticket yesterday, it means it's gone. You should have paid that yesterday. And now today, you had some extra money. When you had a speeding ticket, maybe they give you 1 month to pay the money. If you don't pay during the month, they may add 50% on the original money. And now, let's compare must and have to. They versus one another. They're the opposite. For example, must expresses obligation imposed by the speaker, while have to expresses external obligation. So if you are a teacher, if you are a teacher, you're expressing obligation. So what did you say as a teacher? You must complete this essay by Friday. It means you must do it. And you are the teacher, and you're giving a command. You must do this by Friday. If you don't do this by Friday, which is, in the long run, if you pass Friday, it's a big problem for you. This is what the teacher said. Now what the student heard from the teacher, he told another student. He can't use must because he's not the teacher, he's a student. The student heard the teacher say you must do the homework. Then the student want to say to another student, so he cannot use must, he must use have to. So what did the student hear from the teacher? We have to complete this essay by Friday. He didn't use must because he's not the teacher. Only the teacher can use it. Also, it's more common to use have to instead of must in the question. So if you have a question, don't say must you come? It's more used to say does he have to do the test? You don't have to say must he do the test. It's more common, it's not incorrect, but it's more common, it's more used to say in questions, does he have to do the test, rather than saying must he have to do the test. Okay? Now let's talk about this little verb need. Need is a semi-modal verb because in some ways it is like a modal verb and in other ways like a main verb. If you have a main verb, for example, I need water. Need here is a main verb. There is no other verb but need. I need water. Where is the verb? Need. But if you say I need to drink water, now it is a modal. And you know modal, you have to have another verb. I must go. You have to do. I need to. So if it need is a semi-modal because it's both. Sometimes it's a main verb and sometimes it is a modal verb. So an example for a main verb, I need money. I need water. I need something. So this is a modal, this is a main verb. But as a modal verb, I need money to buy new clothes, or I need water to drink. Okay? So we use need mostly in a negative form to indicate that there is no obligation or necessity to do something. So it means you don't have to. It's okay. You needn't take off your shoes. It means it's okay. Just keep your shoes on your feet, and that's okay. So there is no obligation. It means it's okay to wear your shoes. Okay? You need not take off your shoes. Now let's do some exercise from your book, from your workbook. Rewrite a sentence starting with the words given. So we have some words given. You, Tim. Use the correct form of must, have to, or need. So we have three options. Are we going to use must, or have to, or need? Now what is this? This is here in number one. It's illegal to park your car here. So let's think about it. It's illegal. It's prohibited. So if it's prohibited, so we need a strong thing. So we can't say need, not only have to. These are very soft. I need something strong because here we have prohibition. And here we have, emphasis, strong emphasis. It's illegal to park your car here. So we use must. So what do we say? You must park your car? No. We use it in a negative. That's right. You must not park your car here because it's illegal. It's against the law. It's a big problem for you. So you must not park your car here. Number two, it isn't necessary for you to come if you feel ill. It means it's okay if you don't come. If you're sick, it's okay, don't come. So what do you we can say you don't have to come, okay, if you're ill, or no problem. You don't need to come, or you needn't need to come. Both is correct. So we can say you don't have to come or you don't need to come. And you can say you needn't come if you're feeling well. Why? Because it's very soft. You can use have to or need. It's like okay if you don't come. Number three, Tim's parents will be away, so he will look after his little sister. So Tim's parents are traveling and he has to take care of his sister. So you can say both actually. You must take care of your little sister, and you can say he needs to take care of his little sister, or Tim needs to take care of his little sister, and you can use Tim must take care of his little sister. So as you can see, here are the answers. It's illegal to park your car here, so you must not park your car here. 2, it isn't necessary for you to come if you feel ill, so too many work here. You don't have to come, or you don't need to come, or you needn't come if you feel ill. All is correct. 3, Tim's parents. Tim has to, or he needs to, or he must, or Tim must look after his little sister while his parents are away. Now let's compare more about something we use to make sure that there's some emphasis, there's some obligation. Is it okay or it's not? We still can use must, need, have to, has to, but we also can use had better and would rather. So let's take a look at had better. We use had better and a verb in the present. This is what we mean by the base form of the verb. Had better go, present. Had better see, had better watch, had better eat, had better take. All of them are the base form of the verb. So always after had better, there's a present. So had better with the base form is used to give a strong advice. So if you want to give your friend advice, you can use had better. It often expresses threat or warning, and it's stronger than should or ought to. So you can use it for advice and for warning. For example, also it refers to the present or the future, not the past, and its negative form is had better not. Just put not after it. Had better not. In spoken English, the short form is commonly used at better, you'd better. Okay, so be careful about the short form of it or the contraction of it. I had better, you had better, and we can write it with apostrophe D. So this is an example. You had better ask a doctor about it. This is an advice. Okay, this is a strong advice. You had better ask a doctor about it. You had better take the medicine. This is strong advice. You had better not to smoke. This is a warning, and it's a threat. You had better come early. You had better come to class on time. These are all advice, warnings, and threats. Also, we use would rather. So remember, only had better with the present form, and the negative is had better not, and we use it for future and present. But would rather also is the same. After would rather, we have present or the base form. Would rather see, would rather watch, would rather go, would rather eat, would rather work. And we use it to express preference about the present or the future. So we prefer. What do you prefer? I'd rather take this. And it's usually followed by than. Most of the time we have than. It is negative form is would rather not. It's the same like had better not. Would rather not. In spoken English, the short form of it commonly also is the same with apostrophe D, which is I would rather, you would rather, etc. And here's an example. I would rather stay at home than go to the park. So here you are expressing what you like. What do you like? I like to stay home. I don't want to go to the park. Okay, this is how we use it. Another example. I would rather buy Xbox One than buy PlayStation 4. For example, Sony PS4. So you prefer this. You like this. You don't like that. Okay. So remember, I had better is the short form I had better. And I would rather or I'd rather is the short form I would rather. And both their negative forms are I had better not, or I would rather not, or I'd better not, or I'd rather not. Now, we have too many now to circle. This is read the dialogue below and circle the correct answer or underline the correct answer. So we have two possible answers. So we have a conversation between A and B. A, hi Andy, are you doing anything tomorrow? I need to help my father, or I have to help my father fix the car. Why? Oh, I was just wondering if you would like to come hiking with me. I would rather, or I had better go hiking with you than stay at home, but I promised my father I would help. I really needn't, or I really must keep my promise. How about Friday? That's fine with me. Do you have your hiking boots? Oh no, I don't have to, or I need to buy a new pair because my old ones aren't any good. I've been thinking about going shopping, but I just haven't had the time. Do you think you'll be able to get a pair tomorrow? Yes, but I will have to go, or I must go to the shops early in the morning because my father will be waiting. Now about the trip, we could drive down to either the mountain or the lake. Which do you prefer? I'd rather go, or I have to go to the lake as it's closer. We had better forget, or we must not forget to bring a map with a walking trail. So are you ready to see the answers? So for number one, I have to help my father. This is your father. You have to help him. Okay? And here you can say I would rather, because you're choosing. Okay? And you're showing your preference. And for number three, I must keep my promise. You must keep your promise. So if you promise your father, you must keep your promise. Okay? And for number four, I need to buy. You need this. You don't have shoes. You don't have to say, oh no, I don't have to buy a new pair. I need to buy because you want to go and play with your friend. And for number five, I have to go to the shops early. It's not that must. I have to go. It's not very strong here, so we don't choose must. We have to say I have to go to the shops early in the morning. And for number six, I would rather go to the lake. Also here you are trying to show you like this. You don't like that. You're trying to show some preference. And finally, you say I must not forget to bring a map. Okay? You can't go anywhere you don't know it without a map. Why? Because you're gonna get lost. And you don't want to get lost. So here are the answers. In number one, have to, would rather, must, need to, have to, would rather again, and must not. Sorry. So what we learned today, some vocabulary here that we knew is like, where are we off to? Sorry again, hold on, grab a bite, pickish, I'm in. Chill out, what's up with you? And we're talking about have better, would better, and also the obligation with must versus have to and need. Here are the references and resources. Until I see you again, for more information, this is the website. Follow us on Twitter, and this is the number. Enjoy your time, and thanks for watching this. Until I see you again, Assalamu alaikum.